Good day everyone. Let's have a review question on statistics and probability. And here's our question. So we have local government has observed that there is a daily average of 4 road accidents along a certain highway, and this average is the same every day. Given this information, what is the probability that there will be, letter A, exactly 2 road accidents per day? Letter B, at least 1 road accident per day. And letter C, exactly 2 accidents over the next 6 hours. Now, if you want to try this problem, just pause this video. And if you're not sure with your answer, here's the solution. But before that, let's review some concepts. When the number of trials is relatively large and the probability of success is comparatively small, the most appropriate approach to such a random experiment is what we call the Poisson probability distribution. Tama, ang basa dito is Poisson. Nung una, ang basa ko rin dyan ay Poisson. So, medyo parang mapanganib ka ako tong probability na to. But, the correct pronunciation is Poisson. So, we have Poisson probability distribution. And the Poisson probability distribution formula is given as P of x equals mu raised to x times e raised to negative mu all over x factorial. Now, what are those variables? X is the random variable, so x can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So those are whole numbers. Next, mu is the mean or the average. And E is 2.71828 and so on and so forth, or also known as the Euler's constant or the Euler's number. Now, we will use this concept to answer our question. But before that, let's take our given. So again, local government has observed that there is a daily average of 4 accidents along a certain highway. Therefore, these 4 road accidents is our mean because this is the daily average. So we have mu must be equal to 4. And we take note that this will happen every single day. And we know in a day we have 24 hours. We will use this concept later on. Now let's focus on letter A. So what is the probability that there will be exactly 2 road accidents per day? Therefore, our formula to be used is P of x equals mu raised to x multiplied by e raised to negative mu all over x factorial. Now, what is x? What is our random variable x? X must be 2 because we want exactly 2 road accidents per day. Therefore, in our formula, we need to replace all x with 2. So we have P of 2 equals mu raised to 2 multiplied by e raised to negative mu all over 2 factorial. And then we know that mu or the average must be equal to 4. So we can replace all average or mu into 4 like this. So we have P of 2 equals 4 squared multiplied by e raised to negative 4 all over 2 factorial. Now the question is, how do we compute this result? So let's use online calculator. So in our question, we have 4 raised to 2. So we have 4 raised to 2 multiplied by e raised to negative 4. E raised to negative 4. And then we have this answer, and we need to divide this by 2 factorial. So divide by 2 factorial. And equal signs, and we get an answer of 0.146525111 and so on and so forth. Therefore, this is approximately equal to 0.1465 or simply 14.65%. So what is the probability, what is the chance that exactly 2 road accidents per day, and our answer is 0.1465 or 14.65%. So for question number 1, we have an answer of 0.1465. Now, let's focus on letter B. We have at least one road accident per day. So, merong isang aksidente kada isang araw. At least one. So, pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, pwedeng apat, lima, and so on and so forth. Now, x must be greater than or equal to 1 because we want at least one road accidents per day. Therefore, x is greater than or equal to 1. Now, one way to answer this question is we need to get the probability that exactly one road accident per day plus the probability that exactly two road accidents per day plus the probability of exactly three road accidents per day, and so on and so forth. So the question is, when do we stop? Are we computing the probability of 100 accidents per day? Of course not. So what we're going to do here is to notice that the complement of the probability that at least one road accident per day is no accident per day. Therefore, the probability that at least one road accident per day plus the probability of no accident that day must be equal to 1 because at least one road accidents per day is the opposite of no accident on that day. Therefore, if we add those probabilities, we get exactly 1. Now, to get the probability that at least one road accident per day, what we're going to do is to find the probability of no accident, and then we need to subtract it to 1. Now, in notation, we have the probability of x is greater than or equal to 1 must be equal to 1 minus the probability that x equals 0. So here, we need to solve for the probability that no accident on that day, or x must be equal to 0. So let's have our formula again, and then replace all x with 0. Because now, we want the probability that no accident on that day, on that specific day. So we have p of 0 must be equal to mu raised to 0 times e raised to negative mu all over 0 factorial. And mu, we know this is equal to 4. So let's replace mu with 4. Now, using our calculator or online calculators, we get an approximate value of 0.0183. Therefore, this is the probability that no road accident per day. Thus, the probability that at least one road accident per day must be equal to 1 minus 0.0183. Or simply, we have 0.9817 or 98.17%. Therefore, for letter B, what is the probability that at least one road accident per day? And our answer is 0.9817 or 98.17%. Alright, so let's focus now on question letter C. So exactly 2 accidents over the next 6 hours. Now, here the given is every day, we have 24 hours, but we want every 6 hours or the next 6 hours. Therefore, we cannot say that the average is also 4 because this is 24 hours and we want every 6 hours. So here, we will use some ratio. So we know from the given, we have 4 accidents every 24 hours. That's the given. And we want how many accidents in every 6 hours. So we have a proportion here. Now, we want to solve for this question mark. How many accidents are there on average every 6 hours? So we have 4 over 24 must be equivalent to question mark over 6. But we know 1 over 24 is just 1 over 6. Therefore, this question mark is simply 1. It follows that we have 1 accident in every 6 hours on average. Therefore, this mu now becomes 1. Why is that? Because we're talking to the next 6 hours. Okay, so let's have our formula again. So we have the probability of x must be equal to mu raised to x times e raised to negative mu all over x factorial. We have the mu equals to 1 because here we considered every 6 hours. And now, what is the value of x? We want exactly 2 accidents over the next 6 hours. Therefore, x, or the random variable x, must be equal to 2. Therefore, we need to replace all x with 2 like this. And then we replace all mu with 1. Now, using our calculator or online calculators, we get an approximate value of 0.1839 or 18.39%. Therefore, the probability that exactly 2 accidents happen to the next 6 hours is about 18.39% or 0.1839. And that's our answer on question letter C. Therefore, given this information, what is the probability that exactly 2 road accidents per day? We have 14.65% or 0.1465. At least 1 road accident per day, we have 0.9817 or 98.17%. And exactly 2 accidents over the next 6 hours, we have an answer of 18.39% or 0.1839. And as always, we are done.